We are.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year. It's another season of the Commission Talks. I'm your host, the Joker of the Pod Mob, Eric the Joker. I hope everybody had a good Christmas, New Year, regardless of the weather in parts of the country where you were. Our sympathies, I'm with you. Today, it's Royal Rumble season, baby, and that can only mean one thing. What surprises are we going to have in store? Tonight, we're going to discuss both our picks for the Rumble and our favorite Royal Rumble moments. Then, we're going to dive into MJF's title run, and we're going to take an analysis of it. And then, hating to end it this way, but saving the icon for last. A week ago, we lost one half of one of the greatest tag teams professional wrestling has ever known. Jay Briscoe, this one's for you, buddy. Reach for the sky, boy. And on a side note, tonight on Dynamite, live, Mark Briscoe, yes, the other brother, Mark Briscoe, steps into an AEW ring as he goes one-on-one with Jay's greatest rival, Jay Lethal. But let's get to the panel. First and foremost, I got the host of the 1130 podcast, Mr. Dre on Wheels. Dre,
yo.
Another season, baby. How are
Yes,
you?
it is. Yes, it is, man. I'm excited, man. I'm back. We back here for Commission Talk. It's the Royal Rumble, man, this coming weekend. So you know what that means. It's the road to WrestleMania.
It has begun. And we're going to talk
excited
about a little bit of that, too. Some of the rumors and innuendo coming out. But
yeah.
I got to bring the third man in. And it's only one way. You know him. He's buzzing. He's jumping. He's jiving. Ladies and gentlemen, host of Buzzin with Marlowe, Warren Marlowe. Warren, Commission Talk is back. How are you, buddy?
Let's go. I'm doing well. I am checking the clock right now. It's clock. Let's go.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is time. WrestleMania season is upon us. And let's get underway. You guessed it. It's the Royal Rumble itself. Every year, folks, for those of you that don't know, for the last few years, the women now have their own Rumble. 30 men, 30 women, each get a shot at the world champion at WrestleMania. But we're also going to address a rumor that I heard recently, and it pertains the reigning and defending undisputed Universal Champion. Apparently, due to the scheduling conflict with his cousin, the great one, The Rock, he will not be in ring shape in time for WrestleMania. There is rumor speculating that the Texas Rattlesnake will fill that void. But we'll get to that in a minute. Gentlemen, I'm going to get to the Rumbles last, but the first question I want to ask, who do you have for the Undisputed Championship? Will it be Roman retaining? Or, after what we witnessed on Raw, will Sami Zayn fail? And will Kevin Owens finally defeat the Tribal Chief after nearly 3 years? Warren, Dre, what do you think?
Go ahead, Dre.
Oh,
Well,
There he is.
there he is.
yeah, he can't.
Bro,
He can't.
that show was
He
clean.
just woke up right now. His mom in the shower. All right. Well, I
That
heard
show
this
was
a
clean.
couple of I heard this a couple of days ago of that Stone Cold was offered a lot of money to face Roman Reigns, and I don't know whether that was a rumor or not, but if it is true, because The Rock's not in ring shape, or whatever the case may be, but I guess that's the reason why Austin, was getting in ring shape and preparing a whole lot on social media. When a lot of times that I seen him on Instagram, he would kind of like deny, any possible, in ring return after what he did last year at WrestleMania. So I guess the door is wide open, just staying prepared. But I don't know, man. I mean, I talked about it, multiple times. It's The Rock versus Roman Reigns. I mean, you really ain't got to do too much for that. I mean, but Stone Cold and Roman. I mean, it's another person for Roman Reigns to
And
beat. I say
Courtney,
that though, but
actually, Courtney, it will not be a Vince booking. Side
No.
note,
All right.
with him
I gotta say
returning,
this part. The only reason why Vince is even in the Federation or anything is because he is working on making TV deals. He's replacing Stephanie because Stephanie needs the time off. It's nothing
yeah,
that everybody's got to stop panicking about that. The only reason why Vince is even in the office is to keep his mind straight so he doesn't lose his mind with all this scandal crap going on. That's why they're giving him another acknowledgement on this stuff. He's not having any control of anything that's going in the process of booking, period.
yeah, it's all Triple H. So everybody just chill. But Warren, what is your take on the whole situation with Austin? Is it and Dre brings up a valid point. We've seen him doing ridiculous amounts of training.
That's just
That can only mean one thing. He's donning the vest one more round.
I mean, it's different. There's a difference between in shape and ring shape. We got to really clarify those things. Rock looked like $1 million.
Oh,
$1 million. But in ring shape, I still believe he's probably going to be putting himself into this because, I mean, people are going to lose their mind regardless. But Austin, I feel like Austin is just leaning out and he's telling a good story with it. Like Austin's laying off the beer. Austin's literally drinking his own beer once a week. That is insane to hear about him. But
yeah.
I think Austin, I mean, it'll work well. The only thing I got to worry is about because Austin can't take a spear. So
Or a chair
where would
shot
they
for
go
that
with
matter.
that? I mean, chair shots ain't really even a
Courtney,
thing.
that
Chair
has
shots on
nothing
the
to do
back,
with
but
Hunter.
that's it.
Courtney,
That was
that
all
had
Hunter.
nothing to do with Vince. What happened was the
That
opening
was just
segment
because they took
with them
extra time.
over
That's a
time.
show. That's the show regardless. You had a legend show. I'm sorry. If people want to get mad about how that was pulled out, it's a business. We're not always going to be happy with every split decision that's going on.
one thing that was mentioned last night when I was on Beeline show, he said that Billy Ray mentioned on, I think, the Busted Open podcast or Busted
To
Open
draw the heat, yeah.
show. Yeah, one thing that they is one thing to not mention or not feature the women at all, but at least they did an
Exactly, yes.
angle. At least they did an angle, so you got something coming out of it. Me personally, I thought that they was just going to keep the match off to the main event. Once they came back from commercial, I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's just going to happen later on. But they just was like, yeah, that was it. They ran over time, and
Brock's
hey,
a
it
draw
happens
in
on them
Philly.
type of
That's the
shows.
biggest thing. Brock is a big draw
It's
in
okay, Court.
Philly.
Oh, absolutely.
He's that Paul Heyman draw. Like that.
Yep.
You heard the crowd. The crowd blew
Oh my
up
God, they went
when they heard the
batshit nuts.
song. So obviously we know
So-
it's Bobby Lashley and Brock. But the steel cage thing, I loved what they did with it because it's a good build to go into the future process. They got Elimination Chamber coming up. They've got plenty of different subjects that they can do building up going into Mania. So there's many options with it. It's just
Absolutely.
the main thing that was headline for Raw, man, was the Undertaker thing. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion.
Amen to that. Now,
American Badass thing, I've been begging for that forever.
I've been begging for that for over 22
Yeah,
years.
that's
Kid Rock
my
something was
favorite.
too
Years since you brought it.
That's my
Now,
favorite take of all time too. So
oh
I'm
yeah. Now,
excited to
before
see
we
that.
talk about that, I want to get your all's pick: Roman or does Sammy screw the
Oh
pooch
yeah, we
and
moving
Owen
off.
finally snaps it? What do you think? I'm gonna
Uh,
say logic and money say Roman because of what you're gonna build, but I think it's time. The networks
The
are
promo
really putting
KO
pressure.
gave.
I think KO does it. I think KO could pull it off.
Triple H is booking.
So, and
Last
that's
time
the
Triple
other
H was
thing.
in control of booking, KO won.
Yeah. So now, I mean, on the flip side, because we're gonna also mention the men's Royal Rumble,
Because
the winner gets a shot. So here's my question. We already know the American Nightmare, among others, is going to be in it. Do you have? Here's how I see this 2 ways. Cody runs roughshod, wins the Rumble. We either have the unthinkable happen. Roman retains, loses in the chamber to Seth. And then we get Cody Seth at Mania Part 4. And Cody's culmination finally hits at Mania. Or have Roman retain. He goes to WrestleMania. Cody beats Roman. Cody's the one that finally defeats and knocks the cockiness out of Roman Reigns. I see it going that way. I wouldn't mind seeing KO do it, but if you do it and you give Cody the Rumble, how are you going to build that story? Because you're going to need a heel for Cody. You don't want to turn him into the Bullet Club heel without a legit reason. He's white hot coming back as a babyface.
I like both of them ideas though. What if that can actually still happen though? And KO possibly win and KO the matches for both titles. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the match.
Yeah, for right now,
if I remember right,
it's going
Okay.
titles for right now until probably the
Okay.
later
both
on.
belts
See,
right now until
see,
they decide how they're going to split
yeah.
this.
Yeah, I was thinking another way. I was thinking maybe if it was just for the WWE Championship, KO could definitely win that. Cody could still win the Rumble. That way he takes on Roman at WrestleMania if that's the case. And you got KO with the WWE Championship. But I don't know. I really don't know. But as far as winning that matchup, uh I'm going with Roman Reigns. I wasn't a fan of the having this matchup again, but it makes perfect sense because Sami Zayn is in the bloodline, and the bloodline is with Sami Zayn, and they're beefing with KO, so it's perfect sense. They had this match 2 years ago at the Royal Rumble in the Thunderdome, and Roman Reigns won, so I think Roman Reigns is going to win. Sammy is possibly going to get interfered. Roman said he don't want to see him into the Royal Rumble on Saturday, so we'll definitely see it. I don't know if it's going to explode or the bloodline is going to definitely come apart there. I think fractions is going to kind of like start to crack. I don't know if it's going to start to crack because what they did on Monday, like it was just like Jey Uso he saved them, came to his defense, even though Roman was about to he told Solo get him, and Paulie was like, yeah, you guilty. So I mean, you got a couple of half of the bloodline it's
It's
like
split.
yeah, they split. So I don't know.
I still
That's all.
think a
That's
turn of
all.
events with Jey Uso. I think Jay might be the one to say, "Hey man, I'm tired of this."
You think he
Sammy, y'all
turns
put him through enough. Y'all put Sammy through enough. I thought the same thing, but this dude has really changed my view. I don't know why we're shaming him still. Sammy has put his body on the line. I mean, War Games, great example right there. If it weren't for Sammy, they wouldn't have won War Games. Like stuff like that. I think Jay might be the one to change something. It might even turn the Usos against Roman.
The
Well,
thing
and
I
remember,
personally
you still have that thing.
They're going to lose the tag titles
Roman
before
came
Roman.
back in 20 in the Thunderdome, became champion, and then that whole shit with Jay and Jimmy having to end up falling in line. So and you bring up a great point about that.
Because they were supposed to have a long feud. It wasn't supposed to be like a short stint. That was supposed to be a long feud. And I think Jay was supposed to get the receiving hand at the end.
It's supposed to be 6-8 months at least.
That was such a good story.
So
I wish
in terms of the match overall, who are you going with? Warren?
As much as I'm happy about what they're doing with KO's getting a big scenario out of it. They're going to keep Roman until Mania. It's the only way, because you got to think, for the top way to defeat a villain, you want it on the Super Bowl type scenario. That's how I see it. Roman's your new Triple H, basically.
I mean, I absolutely agree with that. I think you need to do it now.
You said Roman is late.
Well, think of like how Triple H took over everything, like from the Evolution days. Like,
okay.
Unbeatable, unstoppable.
Okay.
Like nobody could stop him until WrestleMania. You finally got that green.
You had Benoit be the one that did.
You're talking about that time frame from like 2002 to 2004, right?
Yeah, I'm not talking about the DX days. Even though the DX days, they kind of symbolize a little bit with the bloodline, but the bloodline looks more serious than what DX was.
Triple H there.
All right, so you're gonna go with KO then?
I'm gonna go with KO.
All right, so the next match we got to go dig at Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss for the Women's Championship. Guys, I like the story. I still think I'm a little weirded out with the whole Bray Wyatt, Uncle Howdy thing for Alexa, but Alexa's due. Bianca's a great champion. I'm not knocking her, but I think Bianca needs to lose one more time. Let's make the fans miss her as champion, build her into the heel that she's been in the past.
Baby faces shouldn't be holding the title a long time.
But I think the only thing they're doing with Bianca as far as that long championship reign is, is breaking history. It's a new day and age, and no women wrestler period has been, champion. Well, I mean, we had Brie Bella, but I'm talking about from the, African.
The Bellas were trash.
Yeah, with the Bellas were trash. Yeah, I agree. But they're doing something on a different, standpoint.
Thank you, Courtney.
Bianca. But I definitely agree. I would love to see heel Bianca, but I can see her losing it at WrestleMania, not at the Royal Rumble.
Never seen her as a baby face. That's the thing with Bianca, though.
You said you never seen Bianca as a babyface?
Remember how she was in NXT, Dre?
Oh my God,
she was fit her when she was that bad guy.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the character, the hair, all that.
What's up, buddy?
It's just like it does. Like I get it. The fans are behind her, and yes, I agree that she is breaking barriers and stuff like that. She's basically your muscular version of Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks was the wrestler mechanic, but Bianca Belair is your showcasing person compared to Sasha, in my opinion.
Wow.
I mean, think of it this way. You had Hogan. Warrior looked way better than Hogan, but Hogan could not move as great. No, actually, never mind. Warrior couldn't move as great as Hogan. So that's kind of like how I see with Bianca, but Bianca's wrestling is not as good as Sasha. But showcasing, showmanship, and stuff like that, I feel like that's what they see with it. So, I mean, I think Bianca needs to lose the title just to get her more wiser, to make her character more invested. Because if you keep continuing with the babyface that has the title for such a long stint, fans are going to start getting tired of you. So, I don't know.
I have to say this. Bianca to me is a great heel. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I personally think she might lose. I think she either gets herself disqualified.
I'll get one title change.
Or somehow we get Uncle Howdy coming out, distracts both women. Alexa goes into a trance, whoops her, Twisted Bliss, win. But after Uncle Howdy leaves, Bianca snaps, attacks Alexa. Then we get the heel turn. I have to go with Alexa. She's been due for some time. She was gone for a while. She's coming back. We could even see the unthinkable. It's happened before. It could happen again. What if Alexa loses, goes and enters the Rumble, and wins? Guaranteed rematch for WrestleMania.
Hey, look at I'm all for Alexa Bliss, a new Alexa Bliss, or her getting her stuff back on track. I don't know. I was having this conversation also though, like they haven't really made it a big vocal point of possible participants from the women's side, besides maybe
I think
Bailey,
that's good though.
besides Bailey and Bailey and Becky of who could win the Royal Rumble. And I was thinking the only person that I can
No
think
comment.
of is Rhea Ripley or someone maybe the fans. I don't know. Rhea Ripley is the only one that I can
She's gonna be a
really
boss.
think of. I
Oh,
really want.
please. She's busy with Dom, if you know what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, but that don't mean she can still, hold, singles championship within Judgment Day and
Oh,
keep
no,
going at
she's a
Mania,
good
you know. But
But
I
you know
also,
what? It
but
would
if she
make up
doesn't
for the
win,
shit with Charlotte a few years
yeah,
ago. It would
but
if
They're doing the old
valid
Eddie
point,
and China
Ray.
storyline.
if she doesn't win, she's going to be in both Royal Rumble matches.
What if she
Both
won
Royal
and
Rumble
then goes in the men's and tries to win?
Oh, that would be
Hey,
some shit.
yeah,
That would
That'd
be
be
some
interesting.
shit. China
would
did
be.
it. Beth Phoenix's did it. And
But have any of them
She didn't
women
win
come
Ryan
though.
down
did
to
it.
She
like
didn't
the
win and
final
then go
four?
into it.
Who?
Have
She
any
didn't.
of them women come? Have
No, no,
any
no.
of those women come down
They
to the
went
final four?
into them. They didn't win, is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
I
Okay,
think it'll be
so
nice.
in terms of
What's up, man?
Alexa and Bianca, who are you guys going with? I gotta go with Alexa. I mean, the only way you
I'm
could have
going.
her lose and then win the Rumble is to do it where Bianca gets DQ'd off the distraction, or she loses clean, Bliss wins clean, or no, Bianca wins clean. Bliss is pissed. She enters the Rumble, wins it, gets another shot. I gotta go with Alexa.
The only way I could see her losing is if this Howdy thing distracts her. Because
That's
obviously
what I
it's
was.
giving a thing. Obviously, they're telling something is going to be involved with this, which I'm looking forward to the pitch black match just to find out what we about to
We're
get.
gonna dig to that next.
Obviously, they can't do crazy amount with LA Knight because he's gotten more showmanship out of that thing. But Alexa Bliss, I think, is a good thing to transition because she's going from, trying to be that normal person, and it's like, you know what, this shit ain't working. Time to go back to what I can't control anymore.
I think she need to figure out what's going on with her and Uncle Howdy.
It might be another match between them and
go
Chamber.
after a championship, and she ain't got it all there just yet. I see her maybe winning it sometime after WrestleMania, if not at WrestleMania, possibly. But I don't see Alexa winning it at the
You
Rumble.
would want that to be the headline for the women's title match? Bliss and Bianca?
What, at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
No, not at all. How do we get there in between? Like, I don't know, but I'm hearing maybe Charlotte is supposed to take on Bianca at Mania, so that means she is probably going to lose the Raw Women's Championship, maybe, or it'd be title versus title though. But
Could be. I don't know.
So
it all depends.
I mean, more title versus title.
The next match, and you just mentioned it, Lauren. We got LA Knight. Yeah, let me talk to you. Versus Bray Wyatt. I gotta say this. This for me is a toss-up. Two amazing competitors. We saw what happened on Raw with LA Knight challenging one of the legends. Out came the American Badass. Fed him to Wyatt. They had a moment. I'm torn on this one. To me, the fans ultimately win because I guarantee you both Wyatt and Knight are going to put on a hell of a fight. I mean, the stuff that Bray has done since his return has been beyond phenomenal. I've loved watching every moment of it. I think one of the key things that Bray is bringing to the table is that next level of creativity. LA Knight, we know what he's capable of. His body of work over the years has spoken for itself. I'm gonna throw it to you guys. I mean, who do you see in this one? For me, I like both. This is a 50-50 split. Dre, Warren, what do you think?
Let me talk to you. No, I'm just kidding.
Copyright infringement.
Yeah. Bruh, he reminds me of 3 different characters. God, I can't say it. I'm saying Miz. I'm going to say Miz. Mouth, I can't say The Rock. I cannot do it. It's just not in my DNA to say it. Miz, the way he is like enhancing talent to maybe push them to be that guy, he's giving me Triple H vibes a little bit, just how he like portrays in the ring and stuff. And then I got it. Damn it. He gives me Stone Cold vibes a little bit too. I'll say Stone Cold.
Who are you going with, Warren?
Obviously, I think Bray is going to win, but they're going to have to do something with LA Knight. I think LA Knight's going to beat him down for a good portion of the match. And then this Howdy character is going to really
valid point, KB.
Elevate up or something. So
valid point. He makes a valid point.
Bray does have to win because we've all been teased this stuff consistently. They cannot keep this little thing drought and then it be a dud. The only way I could see that happening, obviously with this pitch black match, whatever. Obviously, I think Howdy or whatever is going to affect in the match, unless if Howdy costs Bray the match, then we could have some transition like how they did with WrestleMania with him and Orton, where Alexa turned on Bray, which was the weirdest turn I've ever seen.
Oh, don't even get me started on that
because of the pitch black thing, so it could work with the character. And then obviously you see Howdy versus Bray at Mania or something like that. So
yeah, I could see that.
Could be different things with that. I mean, we think it's a faction. Maybe it's an alter ego that Howdy is trying to fight away. So Lord only knows.
Okay. Real fast. Warren, you just said LA Knight reminds you of The Miz.
Yes, on the mic work. Yes.
Oh wow, though. Okay, man. Yeah.
You say he reminds you of The Rock.
Yes, I do. And when the time comes, you gonna see.
Click this camera, right?
Hold it, little man.
Click this camera.
Here I come. But understand, though,
I love you, bro. But click this damn camera.
When the time comes, thank you. When the time comes,
you not seen him. You get on this camera.
You is going to be like, wow, he really does. It was a promo he did a couple of weeks ago, and I was saying it not too long ago, and he was backstage, and he said something into the effect where it was like, told the people shut up or whatever, and you know how The Rock did. He kind of like talked to the crowd, but from backstage. That's exactly what LA Knight is doing. No one else is doing it, so that's why I'm saying.
If you watch some of his old Impact matches, he really portrayed The Rock persona.
Yes, I know, because he was on a show with The Rock that he liked.
The hero.
The hero. But I don't know what to expect from this match. Pitch black match. I mean, all I know is that LA Knight is.
It can't be a squash now.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna be a squash match. I think both people are gonna come out, looking strong at it. I said this also too, I think last night or on my show, that LA Knight is probably going to win. I don't think Bray Wyatt is going to lose anything out of this match besides gain. He's only going to gain everything out of this match, from all the, Firefly Funhouse and, characters who are supposed to be in this group that everybody's patiently waiting for. And he got Uncle Howdy up here, Sister Abigail and him, and it's just so much, and I think LA Knight is shining. He's doing everything that he needs to do, and it wasn't necessarily on purpose. It was done on accident for him to, go out there and do it. So I don't know. I think LA Knight is going to win.
I'll have to call mommy. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I still don't believe he's like The Rock, bro.
I think
He gives me Miz vibes.
Bray gotta
Rock
win
wasn't
this
a chicken shit heel.
one. Ooh, them's fighting words.
No, I'm just saying, Rock was never like a runaway
Oh,
heel.
yeah. Say that again.
I said he was never like, the chicken shit type heel. Like Rock was never that.
Yeah.
That's why I say that LA gave me Miz vibes because, yeah, he'll talk that talk, but Taker, he said, hey, disregard what I said, and walked out and literally was trying to, hey, patch up things, just kind of like how Miz would do. That's kind of like the things that I saw with it. And obviously there's Triple H vibes. I really feel like, yes, he's going to be a main factor in the near future.
And then look what they did with him on Monday night though. They gave him a main segment with the Undertaker though. I think that was huge. Anybody that there's a segment with the Undertaker,
Well, Warren,
that's huge.
you got a
Somebody
question?
said one thing. LA Knight
No,
is going to be LA Knight is going to be with Mr. Kennedy. What WWE was going to do with Mr. Kennedy.
The true American nightmares. You never know when that happens.
I want to call mommy.
All right, go call mom.
To me, I mean, Bray needs this to get that momentum coming back. I mean, at this point, this is still, in my opinion, a toss-up. I want Bray to win unless they're going to pull something that's going to make the story interesting. But now, I got to get y'all's picks for both the men's and the women's Rumble. For me, the men's, I'm going to go with Cody. It's logical. It's the way I see it. They're playing with what he's
I would like him to chase adversity.
I want him to win the Rumble because then you can build the story of how he's going to become champion with that title shot. As far as the women's goes, anything goes. We don't know who's all in it. We know a few. Maybe Shayna Baszler shocks us all. She's overdue. Yeah, that
healthy?
She really is.
I think she could be the surprise in all of this. And I say that because she's been on the main roster for a while. She had the abysmal thing with Nia, then the thing with Natty. Now she's full-blown heel as she should.
And she was with Ronda.
For some time. I
that
think
was
the
good,
time has
though.
come for her to
I
break
thought
through.
It was good.
Yeah, I really loved her in NXT. I really loved
NXT Shayna.
I want NXT Shayna to show up and take it. I think she's due. I wouldn't care if she challenges Bianca or Bliss or she goes after Charlotte. I wouldn't care. It's time to show Shayna as how much of a badass from her time in NXT as women's champion. That's the Shayna that needs to show back up. If she's in the Rumble and does it and wins, I'm down with that. I think Shayna's the diamond in the rough in the women's match. Cody has to win the men's Rumble because of where the stories are.
Yeah, that's my pick for the men's Royal Rumble match. Cody Rhodes. Warren said he kind of like wanted him to face adversity. I mean, the way they pushing him.
It's Tino. What's up, Tino?
What's going on? It resembles Triple H back in 2002 when he came back to WrestleMania 18 and beat Jericho. And when after he tore his quad, all the
he won the Rumble in 18, went to Mania in 18, and
so
the rest
that's
is
what it seemed.
history.
Yeah, Cody all the way.
I totally agree with you, brother.
A backup person, that I can think of is Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, maybe, but I don't know.
We got to get Cody to that point.
So how about this? Because we know the Rumble's probably going to be last. If Rumble is last, I feel like KO is going to, or whoever loses the match at the Rumble, between Kevin Owens and Roman, will be in the damn Rumble. I hope Rumble, but that could probably be a possibility as well. But if the Rumble is before the heavyweight title match, There's
I don't
where
think
you
it
could
will.
tell a story going into the main event.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And it was a couple of years ago that they actually did that, having the Rumble, kind of like in the middle of the show or in
That's when The Rock won the
before.
Rumble.
Yeah,
That's when
but
Rock won the title against Punk.
I think this is the
Yep.
biggest Royal Rumble in history right here, where I think was a lot of unpredictability coming in it and coming out of it. And I think you want to keep that last. Yeah, you already got Cody Rhodes who's going to be in it, but I think it's just
They
it's a
messed up.
lot surrounding. It's a lot surrounding this Royal Rumble, and then with Roman Reigns, if he don't open up, if he ain't closing it, he's opening it. So I know he's going to open up the show. They're going to start it with a bang, and then they're going to do what they do.
That's where
Yep.
my pick would change. If Roman's match is first, Roman's losing.
That's what I'm
Roman
thinking.
inserts the Rumble.
I'm definitely
Roman
thinking the
inserts
same
the
thing.
Rumble.
Really? And wins it?
If he loses the title, why wouldn't you go give him another chance? Goes and
You got
face in the
Cody.
Rumble.
You have to build with Cody on that.
Triple threat.
You're gonna have fans pissed if you go with
I
triple.
mean,
You're
I
gonna have
wouldn't.
fans
I
pissed
necessarily.
regardless.
I wouldn't necessarily.
You're
would
gonna
be
have
pissed, you
fans
just would
pissed
be into it.
regardless.
I would
They're gonna
rather
be pissed that Cody wins. They're gonna be pissed that Cody doesn't win. It's a back and forth thing.
Sword, no question. Personally, I think what you could do is if you're going to do a triple threat, don't do it in the traditional sense. Make it an elimination match.
At Mania,
Yep, it's happened before.
you would need
Long time
45
ago.
minutes total for a triple threat elimination match.
Not necessarily. You could make it 25, 35
They
minutes.
would need 4 people. They wouldn't just do 3 for an elimination match. Because remember,
True.
they tried that at WrestleMania 2000 and it did not work, and they had to make 4 people into that show.
Yeah, and remember, had Punk not done what he did in 14, it was going to be a fatal 4-way at
Yes,
Mania with Danielson and all that shit.
He could have my sis.
Hey, Harley. Hey, Court. Hey, Jack.
If he pops out at Rumble, I might make a show.
Oh, shit. But to me personally, if you're going to have Roman lose and then enter the Rumble and win, you're basically spitting at Cody.
Not necessarily.
How
Not
are you
necessarily.
that off? If you're going to book
Making
Roman
him chase.
down Cody,
You make chase it more. It's not like the fans are begging. It's not like it's down your throat anymore. Cody has to chase for the title.
true.
It's the same shit he did in AEW, but it's going to be booked the right way because Cody's not the manager or whatever in the business to where it's like, oh, you're booking yourself to win. It's making the fans have to invest in him more. That's what they did with The Rock. Remember that in the King of Ring? You hated Rock at first. They extended that match so much to where The Rock had to be an emotional effect for the fans to get behind.
Yeah,
and then
I
what did you do
remember
at the finals? You had him turn on the fans with Vince and all that at the end. It made that emotional investment with you. So why wouldn't you do it that way? Because now you can get Cody in that spot.
About it. I mean, if you truly think about it, and I mean this wholeheartedly, I think what you have to, but you have to do it in such a way that Cody's going to come out of this as champion.
I feel like he's going to come out strong regardless.
This is what I mean by that.
But with the video, he can't lose.
What I'm saying. Roman has to lose. He's overdue for a long break. 2 years carrying the fucking company. I feel like we're watching shades of Hogan, and before Hogan, who carried the company for nearly 5,000 days?
Roman can move, man. Roman can
I know
move.
that.
Don't call that man Hogan.
I'm talking from a simple title reign aspect. Hogan held it for 2 to 3 years. Before Hogan did it, who did it first? Yep, Bruno Sammartino. 4+ fucking years, over 4,000 plus days. You are now entering on the verge of hitting a 3rd year later this summer. There's coming a point where you need with the belts again. And here's the reason why I'm saying this. When you have the networks up your ass that they want separate champions, and you're finding out, oh, shoot, Boss is in the house. 7? Oh, yeah, that's right, 7. My bad. I forgot the other 3.
Yo,
Thank you for that shit. Thank you for that, Blackheart. I appreciate
what
you.
it do?
But here's what I'm saying. All right. You are now entering from a business level. When you are reading that Fox is losing $250 million with SmackDown for various reasons, if I hold the book, I have to split the belts.
Sad thing is they bought it when COVID happened. That was the problem.
That's a huge part of it. Nobody doesn't understand that part of it. Yes, the pandemic screwed the pooch with that. I totally can understand it. What I'm saying to you is you have to now split the belts, because if you don't, then you're going to have networks like, you might as well create another freaking belt and have another give us a champion. We can't go through that. We've done
Fox
that.
Network Championship.
What I would,
I'm telling you, they're doing the same thing. You know, splitting the belts up again. I was a big fan of them not.
Well, you remember
a
a
big
reason
fan.
why the main event had to be that way. You remember because the person got hurt and then they didn't know if he was going to be back.
I got it. I got it though, but I was
But-
never
Man had to go against
them.
Omos.
I was never a fan of them putting the belts back on one, man. I was a fan of them having separate
Bobby
belts. That's why
Lashley
they came
got the
up with
damn giant
the
guns on the
Universal
street.
Championship, and you had the WWE Championship. You know, when they had the drag back up, and then you're gonna put them back together again. Like,
but here, okay, now because I'm mentioning this, let's go backtrack a minute about this. The last time we unified the belts was 2002, from what I recollect. Hunter had to battle Jericho. Remember when Jericho unified them in Unforgiven 2001? He beat Austin and Rock back to back. That was the last
We hear
time
about it all the time.
Yep, and we never stopped. Then we broke them up the summer of 2002. Remember, Brock beat The Rock at SummerSlam. Almost a week and a half later, Brock becomes exclusive to SmackDown. What does Bischoff do? He reintroduces the big gold belt, and we get Triple H. So you had to split the belts. It was like that since. Then they did it where they unified it with Cena and Orton. That led to creating the new look of the belt after the whole thing with Punk and The Rock. Okay? And
Super
then
Bowl title.
you split the belts when you brought the Universal Championship. If you remember, Moxley back in WWE 2016 cashed in Money in the Bank on Seth after he beat Roman. Carried it through summer. I was there for the debut when the new set looked phenomenal. But the point is, you then split the belts again because you brought in the Universal Championship. Okay, that grew on me eventually. What I'm saying here is, you now are in a business situation.
They're gonna have a Mars champion.
and I think for real, they didn't. The intentions was never for real to actually probably put both belts together. I think that's why they didn't have, one single belt. They still have in mind they're going to split them back up. They just
They
don't
were shocked
probably know
how
when.
much Roman was drawn.
Well,
Probably that too.
That's a bigger thing too. But the other thing now is, you're now in a catch-22 position. He's drawing like a sieve on both shows. But you now have a problem. Here's where the catch-22 comes in my opinion. The networks as a whole want separate champions.
Yep.
In a way, I see why the networks are saying that. It puts less stress on the talent, and it builds that brand's recognition. Notice how you haven't unified the TNT Championship with the AEW Championship. Thank God Tony Khan don't ever fucking do that. I'll kill you.
Breaking news on Rampage.
Oh, God, don't. No. Okay. None of the other companies did that from that aspect. Okay. Some might have. If I forget, my condolences and apologies to everybody watching. But my point is this. You have to split them now. You don't get an alternative.
You don't get no peanut butter with jelly. You get peanut butter. No jelly.
This would be the part where I have the peanut butter jelly time skit from Family Guy.
Dre was thinking the
That
same
just popped
thing.
in my
Man.
head.
You only get one bread. You only get one peanut butter, and then the other's on jelly.
Not bad. But in all seriousness, bingo. If Courtney's right. Cross and Drew would have been the ones to split the belts if Drew never got hurt, let alone got sick. That's right. Drew was getting prepped last year to do that. Then he got hurt, came back, then he got sick. Courtney's right. Courtney's right on that one. I mean, shit.
Might drop.
She's not wrong. But with that being said, I'm gonna ask you. I mean, do you see Roman losing, or does he retain and whoever wins the Rumble beats him at Mania?
He's retaining. He's retaining the title, and yeah, I think he'll lose at WrestleMania, or at an Elimination Chamber. But I feel like he's not losing at the Royal Rumble. He could be. He could. Everything is right
But
there.
they would switch it right back because it would only
But
make
I
that.
just
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know.
true too.
Unless if they are doing a Legend versus Roman scenario, he will not have the title at Rumble because there's no way
and then
that makes no sense.
And then
True.
another thing, Roman Reigns has become this big superstar.
It's not going to hurt him
He
regardless.
he don't need the title anymore. He has become
I
one
agree.
of the longest reigning champions in WWE history. I think he's the third longest reigning champion, I think,
Mhm.
or something like that. So
Bruno
at this
and
point,
Hogan.
he don't need a champion. His name
Bruno
is the
wrestled once a
championship.
month. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but like Roman Reigns' name now
No
is the
disrespect,
championship,
but he wrestled
Who's
once a month.
pinned
I
Roman
think there's a
lately?
different
No one.
transition.
But
The first 2 years, Roman earned not having to wrestle a lot this year.
oh God. But now let's dig into the next topic because I want to get to this because I want to hear y'all guys' favorite moments in the history. Warren, you gave me this, and I think the first one is perfect. Warren, Triple H returning at the Rumble 2016. Edge returning, another great one. AJ Styles shows up in WWE in 2016. Yup. Ray winning to honor Eddie. Yup. Oh! All those great moments. But before I ask you, Dre, I want your 5 best moments that you say were your favorite in any of the Royal Rumbles over the last 3 decades.
Okay, well, I got to start with how Kofi Kingston kind of like made himself like the man of the Royal Rumble when he first started doing that little thing, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. I need to dig it. So anytime, well, now they kind of like wore off, but Kofi Kingston did
Chair
create some
shot.
really
That's pretty funny.
cool moments at the Royal Rumble. Of course, The Rock coming back, winning the WWE Championship. I think that was just like, what? Are you serious? Like, I couldn't believe it at all.
The match itself, I loved how they did like the blank out thing, slammed on the announce table. Oh,
Yeah,
we couldn't see him, so we couldn't see him. And then you're thinking, oh, they're going to take the title from Punk instantly. And Rock's like, no. That what's impacted me in that match. I was at Buffalo Wild Wings watching that match.
John Cena
So
John Cena when he returned in 2008 at the Royal Rumble. Man, oh man, at number 30, that was sick,
that.
Man.
I was watching
was
that on
crazy.
pay-per-view.
Yeah, I remember
Triple H's
that.
expression when he saw him.
I think when his music went off and the garden exploded,
Yeah,
you knew because he had just gotten hurt in October the prior year. And I sat
This
there
was
and
the
I'm
first time
going,
also the winner of the Rumble did not face the WrestleMania.
Because
another moment,
and that was a triple threat, Warren. It was Cena, Randy, Hunter, Mania 24. and Orton retained. So the whole thing I mentioned earlier with the triple threat, it's been pulled off.
This is a funny.
One.
This is a funny moment though. When Vince McMahon got upset when both John and Batista had won the Rumble, but he tore his quad just coming down, just trying to get into the ring. I thought that was so hilarious.
I'm sorry.
Obviously, AJ.
Man. If we didn't get hit with copyright, I would share it.
Obviously, AJ Styles.
What happened? What happened?
I said I was going to try to share it, but I didn't want to get hit with copyright. Vince just tore his quads.
Yeah, that's all we need is a copyright problem.
And AJ Styles, though, I don't think I never seen him come into WWE, so he kind of made a big.
That entrance. I'm sitting. I just loved how Roman sold it. Looking at it, I was like, "Who is that?" And then when it showed AJ, I was like, "No freaking way!"
I was watching at home with who I was with at the time. When I heard the music go off, I'm like, I've heard the rumors. Is it him? When I saw the word phenomenal, I knew.
Yep.
I'm like, holy effing shit. My phone blew up. I had friends that I watched wrestling with in Atlanta texting me going, are you serious right now? I went, it's him. When he showed up, pulled off the hood, I texted him, I went, Frank, we predicted this shit 8 years ago. And my buddy Frank and I, sidebar, we said one day he would show up in WWE. We didn't pick what event. We just knew. And that moment, when you get a pop like that,
he was in the Rumble for a long time.
And
too.
Edge. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
man,
I cried.
Yeah, like
I'm not even gonna lie. I cried when
that was the day that Kobe Bryant had passed away. So like I was just like, oh my god.
That was the exact same day. You're right. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
I'll never forget that, man. The Royal Rumble. It was like I was having like a not so great day because I heard of that.
21.
Yeah.
Do you got
not a great day. And then he come out. And the crazy thing was that I don't know if anyone paid attention to though, but for a long time, anytime
crying in the stadium.
Yeah, you're right. But for a long time, anytime Edge made an appearance, you ever notice he never did any move. But prior to that SummerSlam, he speared Edge in the pre-show, and I was shocked. And I was like, wait a minute, he making a comeback or what? But there was just silence. And he came back at the Royal Rumble, and I was just like, man, things just led up to it.
Hair grew out, everything.
Yeah,
like here's what I remember going into that. Nobody knew Edge was there. Nobody.
That's how it needs to be. That's how all of these need to be.
Hang on though. Here's what happened, and Edge has even said this. He got the phone call from Vince and Hunter saying, "Hey, we just read your medical. What are you doing for the Rumble?" You know how they kept AJ a secret? Same idea. Flew him the day before under the radar, kept him at the arena hidden all night. Beth was the only one there because she was doing whatever, the legends
was they made a post saying AJ was in Tokyo because everybody thought he was going back with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and then he showed up at Rumble.
And it was played perfectly. That was one of my favorites. Edge's is another. With Edge, from what I remember reading, hearing, and watching, Beth had some kind of legend deal or shit she was doing for the company. She was one of maybe 3, 4 that knew. It was Beth, Edge, Vince, Shane.
Yep.
That's it. Maybe Hunter. Don't quote me on that one. Here's what I remember. It was probably a minute, 2 minutes before he was going to be coming to go through the curtain. She had to literally sneak to his locker room to bring him his gear.
What'd you say?
And without missing a beat, when he got to Gorilla,
be fine.
You had members of the roster crying.
Okay.
When I heard
I can
who's
definitely
number
relate to that.
21 and that buzzer went off and I heard you think you know me, I went, no way. This is a tease. I'm like, no fucking way. He's been gone 9 years. That neck, no effing way. When he walked through that smoke and I heard that crowd, there was a fan and he's like this and he's bawling his freaking eyes out, almost like, and I'm not picking on the guy, but the guy that cried when Bunk came back. But this is different. All right. I know what you're gonna do, Warren. I saw that smirk. I don't like it. But
I was looking at
you
John
have
Cena.
never seen a return elicit that level of a response. You had grown mofos crying. That is at the creme de la creme of favorite moments for me. AJ showing up is at 2. 3, I might get some heat for this, but 3 actually happened. Oh, who was it that returned? Oh, yeah, Mr. Perfect in 2002 at the Rumble. Because I loved him growing up as a kid, and I was happy to see him back, even though it was short-lived eventually. Number 4 moment was Austin's first Royal Rumble win. When he got eliminated, nobody saw it, came back in, tossed everybody else out in 97, his first Rumble win. My 5th favorite Rumble moment. Ooh. Shit. If I have to go with one, I think it would be China. China entering the men's Royal Rumble at 30 because it had never happened before. And it was like she just broke the ultimate door down. And for me, being a huge fan of the Ninth Wonder of the World, I was like, wow, here we go. So for me, those would be my top 5.
Cool.
Now,
Heard you were thirsty, Dre.
Yeah, I'm getting some water in just a minute.
Now, I know this next topic, Dre, you, me, and Warren are definitely going to enjoy. MJF's run as AEW champion. Warren, Dre, I'm going to let you kick this one off. Whichever one of you wants to do it.
I go first. And when we was getting ready to come back, and this was a topic that I pitched Chet about, because I feel like everything with MJF, thank you. MJF is seeming repetitive now. He comes out there and he talks with the fans, he badmouths the fans, and and I'm not saying none of his work is good or any of that, but it's just like, I don't think he is. I don't know. I mean, like,
Did we lose Dre, ladies and gentlemen?
MJF cut his connection off.
Oh, damn it.
Dre.
Damn that little prick. Shout out to Tony Schiavone.
Dre, look.
Oh, God.
Dre.
Ladies and gentlemen, temporarily at the moment, this has gone off the rails. Dre, you are muted, brother.
What happened?
Bro, you were looking at me 5 times and you just keep going. I'm like, Dre!
I'm like, Dre.
I was wondering why it was so low.
He's like, why
I
is
was like,
Warren
wait a
making this
minute,
damn
what the hell
year?
happened?
What was the last thing? What was the last thing y'all heard? I don't even know.
You were saying something about fans were behind him. He was talking bad about him. He's just kind of like pushing on, trying to be that heel more than he needs to be.
Yeah.
I told y'all that was going to be the problem. As long as he's not
I
going to
agree.
adapt. If he didn't adapt, that's where you're going to see where's the difference of him being a champion and being what his saying is. Who wants to say it? Starts with an M. I-D. Mid. Completely.
Ouch.
I mean,
Ouch,
but also
Lord.
you also got to think too. I do like this scenario with him and Brian. That's probably going to be a good program with him. The Starks program was good. I felt like it was too short, but it was a good start. But
They're gonna go back to it, I guarantee it.
Starks is not a main eventer.
I just want to see more. I just want to see more from MJF. Besides just now, I think we all know he can come out there. He can cut a
His mic
promo.
is starting
He
to
can.
flat, though. This is where he'll have trouble if he goes to WWE.
Now I don't. Now the question is, I
Agreed.
want to ask you guys: do you guys think he would do well in this 1 hour Iron Man match, though?
Yep. Right.
His cardio better be at its
You're not
apex.
going to give him a match like that if he can't do it.
I'm
I
not
mean-
saying he can't, Dre, but I gotta say this: your cardio has to be ungodly.
Bro, I used to
Yeah,
wrestle.
and-
Bret Hart has said
stuff
it. Shawn Michaels said it.
regularly.
Sasha said it. Haley said it. Your cardio has to be at the
If you wanted a dude that would go a distance, they
Yeah.
had my ass doing these damn things. They're not that easy, especially with a damn
That's
mask
Ric
on your
Flair.
face. Wrestling in a air. I wrestled in a building with no AC one time, and I had to go 47 minutes. You want to talk about the longest thing I have ever experienced in my life? Sweating, the water, because spoiler, I didn't use baby oil. I put water on before I walk out. My water would literally dry before I even got to the ring. That's how hot that building was.
Oh, I can imagine.
So, I mean, those are, but you
no.
can extend them out, and Brian's going to be the perfect person to steer him into these matches. Yes, I know that. I said that exactly. But the thing is,
Blackheart brings a
I
good
feel
point.
like there's not that many people that can work with Max on a title standpoint on that roster, in my opinion.
Who do you see doing it though?
Brian
If you
would
had
be the
to pick
only one.
three,
Brian, damn it, I can't.
I'm going
Claudia.
to give Darby because those two have a chemistry. No, hear me out.
Darby
I mean,
is
it just seemed to me for MJF.
Chemistry between Darby and MJF.
Yeah, I get it. That he
You
don't
might
have
as
to
well
be-
put a title on Hornswoggle if you're going to put it on Darby Allin.
I didn't say you were putting it on Darby. I'm saying if you want to establish him as a great heel champion that he is and can be, Darby has the chemistry. Go back to the Indies. Those two
I've seen Darby work.
go back and forth. Good
Yep.
point. Okay. To me, MJF will get there. Right now, if they're going to have Danielson
Just pushing
do the honors, it has to be. Because you just had MJF beat Mox.
But what is it going to do for Danielson? That's the biggest problem I got. MJF
Remember,
needs to win this,
Danielson-
but what's going to do for Danielson? Danielson has lost pretty much enough matches
I don't
for
know.
like a character's credibility standpoint. Now, I feel like this can earn.
Man, wife, the boss wanted me to just let you know.
Leave Miz out of this, man. Miz is older. MJF is like in his 20s.
Like he's 26. Cut the kid a break.
Miz is in almost his 40s. Leave him alone.
No, he's actually what 42 now.
He's got a 50-year-old wife. My gosh.
No,
Oh, 40.
Maurice is actually 40. Don't you be adding 10
My
years on that
goodness.
MILF. Come on
still
now.
regardless. But I say with Maxwell, this is going to bring a presentation because fans are going to doubt him. But the guy that could carry him through a long distance match, I hate you.
I saw that, had to do it. Sorry.
Why? It's the American Project. It's trademarked. It's not him.
And you know he's probably sitting there laughing his ass
I know
off.
he is.
Said it.
I know he's getting a kick out of it right now. And he sees the reaction. I know that even makes him laugh even more. Like the good old days right there. But the thing about Maxwell, I think the bet
Whoa.
for 3 years and before, y'all know there wasn't pushing homegrown talent like that. I agree with that.
Ooh. Ooh.
I agree with that.
He does bring a valid point.
This could be the first time they actually bring a champion that makes sense. But my thing is, how many people can really dance with MJF? Because MJF doesn't want to be a babyface, and that's where we're clearly seeing now. TK, I guarantee, wants to put him as a babyface, but he's like, no, I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. So, if you could do something with somebody,
Jericho said in the scrum, he's pounding into Max. Tease it. If you're not sure, keep teasing it, but he's got to do it. Oh, damn.
I'm confused.
No. I know
Flair wasn't pushed on. Flair was very organic with it. Maxwell's is not organic. It feels like it's pushed, if that makes sense.
What you mean?
In what way?
When you first saw him on AEW, you thought he was a dick. You thought he was an asshole and stuff like that. Correct? Now I feel like he's doing extra to still be a heel because he knows the fans want him to be that guy for them. And he doesn't want to be that guy. I feel like that's the only difference between like how he said with Triple H, Flair, and all them. Triple H and them can transition off of it easier because it's not pushed on. That's my biggest thing with that, if that makes sense.
What you're saying is you think they're pushing Max to be a babyface.
Hasn't that been clear for a long time?
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for Danielson.
It doesn't do anything for Danielson.
I'm wondering, and this is just
Danielson needs to go as a bad guy. He doesn't need to be a babyface.
Oh, we know how good Danielson can be when he's a heel.
Danielson is way better as a bad guy than he is a good guy.
If we could get that version of the American Dragon, Max could transition so fast.
Still figure out how he came up with American and Dragon. That didn't come together, but
hey, great marketing, brother. But
nice prime and has not been on.
We're talking MJF. Muff said, but Danielson, if
you never know, he could pop on the challenge.
If Danielson was the heel in this, and you make a valid point, Max's babyface persona could probably organically fly and come out. It's there, but I think Max is having too much fun being a dick that he's also too afraid. He's way too fucking nervous.
I feel like he would be too watered down if he was a good guy.
That's what I think he's afraid of. Is he'll get watered down and then he'll have to do massive damage control to fix it. I'm not saying it in a bad way, but I see his art sided.
It's just a fantasy matchup. I feel like it's just a fantasy matchup, and it's going to be a good thing because Danielson can carry MJF
Tyler,
through
what's
this.
up, buddy?
So that's one good thing about it. I said for like this type of match, Danielson is a perfect dance partner for this type of scenario.
Oh, absolutely. For
so
the Iron Man match,
I don't have no doubt that this match won't like live up to the hype, just because obviously Danielson can carry easily. Maxwell can do his shtick, do the simple things. Danielson can lag back, but I still just don't. I don't know. I mean, as good as this could be for MJF, you need to know what's going to happen for Danielson, and that's one thing that a wrestler has to look at when they do these matches is what's the purpose of what's next for them after this? That's the biggest question. What would be after this for Danielson if he loses this match? Like, what is next for him? Like, he's literally faced everybody he's wanted to face. He's literally lost to a good portion of these guys as well. Chased it back, won this tournament. Now he's into this thing now to where he's getting to face Maxwell. Like, what is next for him? Like, that was the biggest thing I would wonder. Don't you agree, Dre? Like, what would be next for him? Maxwell.
Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, Bryan Danielson haven't been really. I don't know. He didn't really, is wrestling and what he been doing in the ring, but far as storyline wise, and this right here, what he got with MJF is not really, doing it for me. That's why I feel like, with this, it's kind of like he just throwing MJF through loops just to try to get to him. But I think Bryan Danielson should be, doing something else besides messing with MJF though. But yeah, I would like to see what is next for Bryan Danielson and AEW.
I mean, they got Cole coming back. Maybe Adam Cole's gonna probably be.
I would like to see what's up with Cole though. Like, I don't know. I mean, what Bryan Danielson been doing lately haven't been. I mean, the last couple of matches though, it's matches. But far as
Tyler brings up a valid point, guys.
What?
Danielson stated he doesn't want to be a world champion. This is his, I think, and Tyler just brought it up, and now that I think, this could be his final run.
I mean, it's good, but still,
yeah, that's good.
But as a character standpoint, it kills your credibility.
I mean, it's all. I mean,
for a longer booking standpoint.
Bryan Danielson don't needs to be. He's one of those guys. Also, he don't need to be champion. What he doing right now is cool. Like, he just want to go out there and just wrestle. But I'm just saying,
dance partner for MJF, cool. But it's like, what is next for him?
Yeah, you're right too. But me connecting to Bryan Danielson is nothing really connecting me there, because it's just like, yeah, he's having great matches, but what type of story is he really into? To really get me behind him. And I'm like, okay, but I mean, it was good to see Adam Cole back. I want to see what he got coming up and what's next for Ricky Starks and a couple other guys though. But hey, man,
they're starting to finally grow the home ground, so I like that.
I do agree. It is good to see that the homegrown talent is starting to break through. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Tyler brings up a point that international talent will come to challenge him. I mean, he's talked shit about New Japan. We know Switchblade's free agent, so is Tetsuya Naito.
I mean, I don't know. I may be the bad person for that. I think some of them guys that they do reach over and get like international that some people may not know. I think AEW should do I think they should do something in getting the fans to kind of like, onto these guys that we may not, know or recognize, or maybe don't watch on a regular basis, like some other diehard fans who watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, who watch Impact like that, or who watch, other stuff, because, a couple of guys that you just mentioned, I don't even think I, really know. So, I mean, like, that, that's just me, because I, I'm watching.
That's all that matters. That's not a lie, though. I mean,
I watch AEW Dynamite, and I'm like, Daniel Bryanson wrestles somebody, and I'm like, I don't really know this guy, and I can't really get too excited for it. But man, the match is slapping. I'm digging it, but I don't know who this guy is. So I think AEW needs to do that, like a little bit more of, like, maybe running the video packages or getting us, ready up and preparing this superstar maybe weeks in advance or something. Even if they're gonna wrestle on Dark or Elevation, at least show that, be like, hey, this guy's wrestling tonight. He's wrestling XYZ. This is what he's been doing over the last couple of weeks. We can't wait to look forward to his match tonight, or something to that effect, But to randomly put them on the show and just think I'm supposed to give a fuck about them or someone else, that's just hard. I mean, for me. But
love you if you're
folks, hold up. We have a surprise. I left the door open on purpose. Somebody came a knocking.
Come on,
The
Shanahan.
boss is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, do not
Hold up,
adjust your
hold up.
TV sets.
That
Blackheart
picture.
is in the house.
That picture.
Boss, how are you, buddy?
And then with that picture, that's enough said right there.
I was about to say, I'm like, wait a minute, what? Am I gonna see the Black Zordon, or what are we gonna see here tonight?
That bro's like,
Yo,
bro.
go back to the OTTR podcast archives on YouTube. OTTR After Dark Power Rangers episode. You'll thank me for it later. But Blackheart, what's going on, buddy?
You guys really ain't shit for that. First and foremost, Warren, you definitely ain't shit.
With this picture.
Bits and pieces. I'm still going through it. I'm still here. Badillo's my guy. Miz really ain't shit. So the whole MJF thing, the whole mid part is just like it's flabbergasted to me kind of hearing this and just sitting back and like, wait, hold on. So we had this argument, several weeks ago about championship runs. What does it mean when you finally become a champion? What does the tirade mean? Especially if it's your first run. Sometimes first runs don't always have to be you wrestle, get your ass in the ring. They have to prove that you are a fighting champion. Yeah, that's very cliche, ladies and gentlemen. Cliche. Sometimes you have to be the one to be like, nah, I'm not gonna wrestle on free fucking television for y'all fucking morons. Pay me the big money when it fucking matters. But in AEW's case, that's every 3 months. So you really got to tie up a storyline to be like, yo, can we make it past 3 months to get to the next pay-per-view event or whatever? And the answer is yes, they're going to go for it. And they feel like they can't, then it's going to be one of those hot shot rivalries and shit like that that's going to only get you to maybe a TV special, and then that's it. And then we call it closed. For MGF's scenario right now. So if we want to blame something, Warren, blame the structure of how AEW runs the pay-per-views. Because you're so used to doing pay-per-views every month that it's a title defensive ball.
Yeah, you got a great point, Blackheart. Like I think I was saying something like that too, about him.
Why have they changed that?
He don't even need to wrestle every week. I don't have no problem with him wrestling every week. I just think that him coming out there is the same thing. Like, oh, okay, he's gonna come out there. Obviously he's a heel, and I love it, and I think it's great, and I just want something something new for MJF. I think it's just the same old. I'm gonna come out there. I'm gonna badmouth you, and if you chase me, I'm gonna run away, and that's just about it. And on to next week. But like I said, I don't think you need to wrestle every week. A lot of champions
feel like the interaction's got to be a little different. He's not changed anything compared to like when MJF wasn't the title, didn't have the title. It just feels like it's the same thing. It's just now he's got the championship. I felt like, in my opinion, when I watch him, I don't feel like he's the main guy that's showcasing the show. I feel like you're getting the other guys that are doing it, and that's something that I don't understand because even though Roman
that's the same thing. Does MJF has star power? That's the key question. So do you believe that MJF has star power that he can do this shit on his own? Like Roman Reigns can do it every 2 weeks on his own? Or along with the bloodline and shit? That's the difference maker between MJF and Roman. One that has the biggest star power comes from an actual wrestling family that they have to go back and research and be like, oh my God, I know this guy. I knew about this guy. Who's they? Compared to MJF, he's the only one Jewish motherfucker that's ever been a champion. You know what I'm saying? Fresh eyes, listen, fresh eyes can say a lot of stuff like that, but this only been the man's first run. How many runs have Roman Reigns had before we got sick and tired of his shit? As a babyface. Now when he's a heel, he's red hot fucking fine. What the hell does that mean?
Romance. He won't know how to defense this.
Damn.
It'd be like that slide that Blackheart has. I don't know you.
Purse. I don't know you.
I just
To
still
me,
love that picture that he's got right now
MJF
in that reaction.
Oh, yeah. I still think MJF is trying extremely hard to be a heel because he knows that's what we're asking for. He doesn't need to force it.
Go get that. Right.
But
Here. No.
I don't.
My bad.
Hi, Christy. How are you? Welcome. I just don't honestly know for sure if he needs to be even forcing it.
No, what he should have done was brought Warlow's contract ass back. Because what the fuck happened with Warlow's bitch ass? That's
Please
the
say
number one
that.
thing I'm trying to figure the fuck out.
Please
Bro,
say
he
that
doesn't have
again.
a dance partner. That's why I don't understand. He doesn't have really a dance partner.
Fuck that.
He
They
lost
should've-
his hair.
No. Listen, they should never dropped the title from Warlow to Samoa Joe in the fucking first place. They should have used that to try to build him up to become the next homegrown star for AEW that could
That's all
be
because TK had
like a
fan
powerhouse type of person that they really need to be dressed up in suits and go around and do press tours and shit like that. They could have, listen, they had a diamond in their hand and then they dropped it. So if anything, that whole thing with MJF and Warlow should never happen.
Wait a minute. So what you're saying is you think that the split between Wardlow and Max should have never happened last year?
That's what hurt the both of them. Yes, if you really ask me, because look at the two different paths that MJF went down. He went down and had a better run in AEW itself than Warlow is. Warlow, he's only doing what? Dark Elevation and Rampage matches?
Yeah, good point.
If you're going to do something with him, push him over the Ring of Honor and make him the World Heavyweight Champion. Fuck it. I'll take it.
They dropped the ball. They dropped the ball big time.
with Warlow, and Warlow has been done ever since the Samoa Joe rivalry ended. And then what? What happened with him? But then you have the same exact reason for my man Miro. You haven't seen him on television in months.
Where the hell has he been?
He's been recovering from a neck injury and doing TV.
Dude, no. Tony even said that they had no creative plans for him.
That's the other part.
On social media.
So when you have no creative plans, you're stuck in between a rock and a hard place right now.
Oh, absolutely.
He's got to support Lana's OnlyFans account.
And then on top of that, this man is not doing no independent shows. So what is he really doing?
Oh, exactly. I don't disagree on
waiting
that.
for his contract to end.
Yep, he's just making the con money now. Never thought you'd hear that out of my mouth. But to close out the day, didn't think I'd have to do this.
Don't do it.
A million years I didn't think I'd have to.
No.
Oh, this right here. This right here was sad.
You mean women? You mean your dead women? You mean them dead ass jungle cats?
What?
Them dead ass jungle cats that got mollywopped by a set of chiefs? Ew.
First of all, we lost by 7.
Even worse, I feel more sympathetic for Buffalo than Jacksonville. No, I feel more sympathetic for Buffalo than Jacksonville.
That's not right. Why?
What do you mean that's not right?
Other than that part, I'm talking about the other game.
Patrick Mahomes had a fucking ankle injury, and y'all motherfuckers still lost.
Yeah, and you had the backup playing.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Folks.
I told you, man. It's just your infrastructure sucks down there.
Huh?
But
I just said your infrastructure down in Jacksonville sucks.
Christy's right. She's not wrong. Lost to a dude with a high ankle sprain.
Hey, it's Pat Mahomes.
That's a kick in the balls. But to close it out, a week ago, the wrestling world lost a hero. An icon in his prime. And one half of one of the greatest tag teams in the history of this fucking sport.
Whoa.
What'd you find out, Blackheart? I guess he's finding something out. Ladies?
I didn't find out anything.
Oh, I thought you did.
I didn't. No.
Thinking
I
he
was
was
gonna just be
the guy that
I was
stole
gonna be like I did. I was gonna say I did something today too that I thought I never was going to be able to do. So let's just say I have a little bit more free time on my hands for right now. That's
Boy
what
got an
what we
OnlyFans
were saying
account.
before.
Warren said an OnlyFans account. Ain't that about it, bitch?
Okay, I'm not like Effie dudes that does that with the lotion every day.
Folks, this Friday night, tune in to Last Week of Wrestling at 11:15.
Poor Dukes, man.
Or
Poor Dukes.
we're gonna dive into the Royal Rumble, but tune in because we are going to officially be roasting E Dukes.
Are y'all gonna get like a video
personal
scene
note-
and have Duke's face on top of a turkey while y'all fry it?
I got something else in store for that.
Oh, that's even worse if you said no.
Dukes, remember, don't bring the lotion.
Just bring 2 phones, not 3. They can
close it
track
out.
you now.
To close out the show, like I said, we lost a hero 1 week ago. Ladies and gentlemen, I didn't think I'd have to do this. Reach for the sky, boy.
Reach for the sky, boy.
This one hurt hard. And I mean hard. First and foremost, it was on my birthday, no less. Second of all, we just saw him a month ago beat FTR for the tag team championships. And thoughts and prayers to his 2 daughters, who I hear are doing better. They're kicking out. But tonight on Dynamite, I get my fucking wish after all these years. It might not be both, but Mark Briscoe will honor his brother's memory and legacy when he steps inside that ring and battles, in my opinion, Jay's greatest fucking rival in Jay Lethal. The history those two had over the Ring of Honor World Championship is second to none. To me, this hit hard. I don't know about y'all, but this one hit. I got to finally see him for the first time, and I want you all to share memories if you got to see him live in 2019 here in Buffalo. And it was the greatest thing I got. Every time Ring of Honor came to Buffalo, I had to work, so I never got to see him. 2019, I finally got it. Tonight would be his 39th birthday. Like I said, tonight, you better be watching Dynamite. You hear that, Jay? The Briscoes will be on worldwide TV. Your brother will make you proud. I know he will. As the song says, reach for the sky, boy. I now pass it to the rest of you. Give me your favorite moments and what you got to say about all this.
I guess I go next. I thought it was, a world class act last Tuesday when I was watching NXT and they went to commentary and it was like breaking news. Professional wrestler Jay Briscoe, He's passed away, and immediately I was like, that's the Briscoe brothers, you know. I was like, that's one of the Briscoe brothers, and I was like, yo, man, and got on social media, and it was just, great, going crazy. I started watching Ring of Honor maybe I want to say about 10 years ago. And when I started watching Ring of Honor, Jay Briscoe, the Briscoe brothers, Matt, you heard of them. You Mark, you heard of the Briscoe brothers and one of the dopest tag teams in the Ring of Honor. They've been in the Ring of Honor Hall of Fame. I just think it was just so sad, man. And for what AEW was going to do tonight on Dynamite to have his brother wrestle on the show for him, and just like Eric was just saying, today would have been his birthday too. So I just think that's kudos, man. Like I said, I didn't grow up in Ring of Honor. I wasn't watching Ring of Honor, but if I know Ring of Honor, I know guys, the Briscoes. I know certain guys that came from Ring of Honor, but definitely the Briscoes. Been a lot of guys who were Ring of Honor who came and went elsewhere, such as WWE or whatever. But the Briscoes are one team that I would know of. So yeah, man, just really sad, and prayers go out to his family, and looking forward to seeing the matchup with his brother tonight.
Blackheart, Warren, either of you want to go next?
No sugar plum.
That is fucking hilarious.
Excuse me, bitch.
What the fuck?
No, I want to watch it.
Did he just call me Sugar Plum?
Sugar plum though?
You want
Really, bro?
Which one do you want?
Either one
How
of
about-
you.
Wait. So how about I just take that beloved dildo that you love so much to use at night and stick it up your ass?
Hey,
And
You
why
go
would
first.
you
mixing me with Dukes all the time, man. I told you stop that.
No, Deuce has an inflatable sex doll in his closet.
Damn, who wants to go next?
Oh God.
I guess Cywell, since the man white is still trying to put on his makeup. Damn, this whole thing with Jay Briscoe, I mean, it was just shocking when you actually announced it to us, like in like the group and stuff like that. I was asleep when all this happened.
Yeah.
And then, so waking up to that news, it was just like really, like, is this like fake news or is this like some shit that's actually like legit? But everyone started talking about it and stuff like that. So I was like, no. Once several sources confirmed it, it was like, damn. What can you really say? I mean, I didn't know about the Briscoe brothers till like the later editions of like Ring of Honor or something like that. So like the late 2010s. So I thought I started catching up with them and figuring out what they were doing, being involved in Impact, GCW, you know what I'm saying? Like all them smaller independent companies and stuff like that that was booking them. It was like one of the best tag teams. Shout out to Main Event, they just dropped the belts to them, like really not too long ago before this even happened. So they love this business. They love to get back. They were very highly favorable guys to be around and stuff like that in the locker room. So of course, every locker room that they've been in has been affected by this in more ways than one. I'm still praying for Jay's two daughters because they gotta go through the biggest ordeal in their whole lives. And to be that young, and you gotta go through this now, it's like, this is what taking the time to heal really does matter. And this is a message to myself too, because I'm going through something as well. Taking the time to properly heal, because if you just try to go back into the world and you're still grieving, you're still going through it, it's not healthy for you. If you gotta get the help that you need, get the help that you fucking need. Especially for situations like this where you lost someone that was extremely close to you. So please take the time to heal mentally, spiritually, and physically. Of course, the whole world's gonna be watching AEW tonight. So if AEW doesn't be over 1.4 million people watching this, then something's wrong with people in wrestling in today's society in general. Because you guys got 2 point something mil for a Raw its 30th anniversary. This one was someone that actually died like 2 weeks ago, and they were banned from actually going on AEW television. Now one of them actually got the opportunity and the chance. We better see something. I mean, we better see a huge ass number tomorrow morning
They
from
were
the Nation
banned.
Rings and shit.
They were,
Period.
they were banned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So
Dre.
Why would they? Why would they?
people better be tuning in tonight, or otherwise AEW has a serious problem.
Why would they ban?
Hold on. What? I was doing something. What happened?
Blackheart, you want to tell Dre about why they was banned?
No, this is your
All right.
shit.
Hey, I just being polite. Dre, the short version is a number of years ago when Jay, if I remember right, I think he was world champion at the time. He made some politically incorrect statements, and it kind of bit him in the ass. But after explaining that it's the character that he portrayed, and that he was explaining it, how he was using those in the context of his character, many people came around to understand it, but networks still found it to be very controversial. The fact that he, the foul language, this, that, and the third, I found it hypocritical for the foul language, because I'm like, well, go back to the Attitude Era and then come talk to me. But that's why. I think the support of all the love for Jay, his career, and the backlash fans gave the network is what made Warner Brothers go, okay. Mark, let's go. I can tell you right now, Blackheart's right. If they don't do a big number, there is a problem. We lost Warren for a minute. Don't know what happened.
Is that Jacksonville Wi-Fi is trash?
We knew this.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know Raw got that huge number tonight, but a lot of people know Jay Briscoe. But if you were that WWE, you only watch WWE type of person, I don't see too many people who will tune in, for AEW if they haven't been watching it over the last maybe 2 or 3 years.
See, but that's the point, Dre. Now, that's the point between WWE fans and actual pro wrestling fans. Pro wrestling fans is the people that's watching Impact, that's watching MLW, that's watching all these other joints that's out there, including you fucking Japan. And I still gotta go back to watch Wrestle Kingdom Night 2 because I haven't even went back to watch that. And I'm 2 weeks late.
I haven't got to watch
So
I ain't even
people all over the planet that, like I said, that these two brothers have wrestled in for years. They've been wrestling since there was fucking what? I mean, what, 18?
I thought it was 15.
16 they were training, 18 they got into it. And
so
I can
come on, like you got a lot of people that's been around that we still watch on television that knew about these guys. So I would not be fucking surprised if some other wrestlers will be watching this shit tonight.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So this should actually garnish a high number tonight. It needs to be.
Thing I was gonna say is they're day one OGs for ROH. They never left.
And then now we got TK owning ROH. Majority of that fans is really going to tune in to watch it.
You will have OG fans of ROH tuning in, and Blackheart's right tonight. And I'll say it for what it is. This hit the wrestling community hard. I got a text telling me to check Twitter and everything else when I found out. Warren, anything you want to say or memories?
You done putting on your makeup?
Bro, I'm sitting there having to cater to your niece for daggum the whole time over here. You're gonna hear her screaming over here, sound like a daggum hyena. Oh my goodness.
Wait, but whose fault is that?
Well,
her mom's, because she should have picked her up to take her to the grocery store. That's whose fault.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, Warren, the floor is yours, brother.
All right, so just like how y'all have all been saying, I met Jay one time, and the craziest thing, he was not from our area, but he would talk about Florida State Seminoles like repetitively, and that's how we connected. I didn't even know who it was at first, And then when we just started talking nonstop, and then someone come over to me and he's like, "Hey man, you know that's Jay Briscoe, blah blah blah," and I'm like, I didn't think so, because obviously he doesn't live in Florida. So like how he was talking about Florida State, I'm thinking this dude's from Tallahassee or something. And we just kept connecting and talking about it. And it was just like, it was a wrestling seminar. It was so cool to hear about this guy, because I kept hearing nonstop about, hey, the Briscoes like are legit the tag team of all time and stuff like this. And this is when I was making that rant about my favorite match was the Revival versus American Alpha. And they were talking about the Briscoes and like how you were just talking about with GCW and stuff. That's how I followed with the Briscoes. And then obviously with Ring of Honor and stuff like that. Man, for everyone to make a post regarding this situation, obviously you knew it wasn't a fox, like a false statement. Like how we've been seeing, you know, numerous things like, oh, such and such celebrity passed away, and then you find out it's just clickbait, whatever. This was a real thing, and like how Dre said, it was aired on NXT. That's never been done, and that tells you how serious this was. I mean, this tells you how much serious this was regarding in the wrestling world. And, you know, regardless of what competition people want to say with everything is, wrestling lost a brother. Regardless how we knew of them, how we watched them, stuff like that. If you watched any tag team, the Briscoes' name is probably going to be right under that plateau. The Hardy Boys, FTR. Everybody used to praise about the Young Bucks. And the first match I watched was the Young Bucks versus the Briscoes. I did not care for the Young Bucks. I loved watching the Briscoes. They were really just entertaining and was really legit wrestlers at that time. And it was like I connected with it, and it was just like, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy to see this happen. And like how you just said, it was his birthday today. So, I mean, kudos to TK for that. I mean, for him to have Mark Briscoe coming on to honor his brother on his birthday for AEW is a big thing. And, you know, seeing all the posts from former wrestlers and the people we see on TV each and every week, big promotions, little promotions, and just all as a whole, talking about how this person, it's just this person itself made an impact to their career. Can't say nothing else, man. Just can't. I mean, and, you know, for me being a father of 2 kids, I can only imagine that scenario, having your children at a young age, not with a daddy anymore. And I did read on knowing about the kids. Sorry, I'm not going to be lying to anybody. I was really more focused on what was going on with the kids at the time, because they said they were really bad and on support and stuff. And I know one of them had to get fitted for a back brace. So
they were banged up pretty bad.
Yeah. So it's good to see that they're making it through, and it sucks that they're going to be fatherless. And, you know, it's just those things like how Shiz has been saying, how you've been saying, how Dre's been saying, man. Like how Dre's holding his little one right now, man. That's one of the biggest things that you can achieve in life, in my opinion, is being able to build a foundation. And, of course, we all make those sayings like we want to be buried before our kids get buried. But it sucks at that young of an age for something for that impactful to happen. And for it to be that sudden was just a very big shock. So rest in peace to Jay Briscoe. You will go down as one of the best. I remember we made the comments when we were talking about Ring of Honor, when they were doing the Hall of Fame. Me and Shiz literally butted heads, and we said, because I said Samoa Joe, he flat out said the Briscoes need to be number 1. And he was right. I mean, these guys have touched so many people on TV and in this world. So it's really sad.
I just want to add to it. They were one of my favorite tag teams who wasn't in WWE or made it to any other big top promotion.
They never went to WWE.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. They were my
It's
favorite tag team who did,
bullshit.
who didn't make it there. Like that.
Right.
You were wanted to see, there and stuff like that, regardless of the behind the scenes stuff and stuff like that. So yeah,
I mean, what more can be said that hasn't already? I mean, when this broke, Blackheart, Warren have said it. When you had other promotions and you had Booker T sitting there on NXT getting broken up, when Vic Joseph made the announcement, I went, this is real more than ever now. I was literally in shock. I can't even tell you how bad I kept thinking, okay, this is a death hoax. Somebody's being a douche, whatever. Then Tony came out and posted it. I went, oh God, please no, not this. No. I was, folks, not only did the pro wrestling world lose a brother, but 2 young girls lost a dad. A woman lost a husband. Fans lost a hero to them, a role model. And a brother lost his brother. Tonight, I'm imploring everybody to tune in. Because you are going to get a special from Mark and Jay, the likes of which I promise is going to tear the house down. Oh, you're moving category. Jay Briscoe. Love you. We all miss you. Rest in peace. But I know tonight you are smiling down with the best seat in the house as you watch your brother fulfill the one dream the two of you shared. Tonight, you got the best seat for Dynamite, man. And I can't wait to see it. Rest in peace, Jay Briscoe. Reach for the sky. Folks, before we get out of here, you know what time it is. Time to go on home, baby. That being said, Ray, tell everybody what's coming up in your neck of the woods.
all right, man. Look, this was a blast first episode of the new year of Commission Talk. This was dope. I'm excited for the Royal Rumble. Excited for next week's show. The 11:30 podcast is back. New episode just dropped today. Beyond 11:30, new episode drops tomorrow night, and going live before the Royal Rumble kickoff, doing some more predictions and chatting more about Raw 30 and stuff like that on Saturday. So going to be live there, and if you want to check them out, check me out and everything about the 11:30 podcast. You can follow me at the 11:30 podcast wherever you get your podcasts is at, and come check it out.
Okay. Warren, you're up, buddy. Warren, your mic. I was about to say, do I have to do to you what happened earlier?
You muted me.
No, you muted yourself. I was trying to unmute you. I didn't know
You saw my keyboard. That's what it was. What? You saw that keyboard right there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. All right, the floor is yours, brother. Tell everybody what's going on. What's good. Let's get a let go.
All right, guys. So obviously, Buzzin with Marlowe. I have a new episode this Friday. It's going to be an interesting one. Hopefully, my camera can hold. All right. There we go. All right. New episode of Buzzin with Marlowe this Friday. I'm going to be joined with Julia Langley, famous singer for the Cirque du Soleil. If anybody doesn't know what that is, the Mecca of circuses. Was an interesting episode. Definitely was an awesome chat. I'll just say, man, you definitely really wanted to know what it's like life living on in a circus. check this episode out. It's going to be awesome. Also, guys, out of all y'all that are going to be premiering the Royal Rumble, don't call me, don't message me, don't say nothing. You know what? I'm turning the phone off regardless because I will be at work and nobody's spoiling this Royal Rumble for me. So, yeah, there's that. But, guys, it's also a pleasure, man. Commission's back. This was awesome. Definitely do it on the Wrestling Asylum. To start it off was definitely a lot of fun. Obviously, kicking off talking about the Royal Rumble. This is probably one of the most talked about Royal Rumbles in a long time. We can't easily predict everything that's going to happen regardless of the Royal Rumble. I mean, we can have assumptions, we can have sides on it, but it's going to be something that's surprising and got a lot of dirt sheets that are going on with it. So that's even a better part about it. But definitely enjoying what wrestling is bringing to us lately. Obviously, we got the Raw 30. That was pretty cool to see. But yeah, so obviously I think I have commission next week. I don't know unless if Dre wants it back and forth. But it's always a pleasure. And also have the OG back for one good episode is always a nice pleasure as well. With that poor guy that got charged completely, looked like his soul just got thrown out of his body. But hey, it's always a pleasure to see my buddy, and with that pretty cool background he's got right there.
And that kick-ass He Feeling Oosie hoodie.
No.
I don't think you noticed that either.
Oh, I know it. I know he was wearing it.
Mm-hmm. But that being said, y'all know who I am. I'm the Joker of the Pod Mob. The Asylum will be open very soon. Vince McMahon, you're going to hit the chair. I got something for your ass. I'm not going to spoil the surprises yet. But you'll see soon enough. Also, like I said earlier, Friday night, last week of wrestling season 7, it begins 11:15 following Rampage. As you know, the OG, the boss, Blackheart's here in the house. He's the host with the mostest. And we're roasting E-Dukes. Dukes, I'm going to just say this now. Don't bring the lotion. Boss, do you want to say anything as well? Even if it's for one day only?
Sure. So yeah, don't be expecting me to come back to commission talk. That's why I give Eric my chair. I was only here to show my guys support, because they still use the background that I made. So it's kind of unjustly to 3 out of 4 be there. The other 4 is like completely mysterioso. But yeah, last week in wrestling, season 7 premieres on Friday 11:15 at the Rampage. At just like Eric said, first half of the show would be just us coming back, doing our predictions for this Royal Rumble. This upcoming Saturday, live in San Antonio. I think Cyber and then we're supposed to go. I'm not too sure about that. But either way, yeah. So we do a prediction for that, and then we kept going after KB for his fucking hairline. And I said that's unjustly how far we go after one person for the littlest shit, but yet the main culprit out of all the fucking group is getting away scot-free. No, this universe has to be parallel to each other. So the roast of E-Deuce was made in light of that situation. So that's gonna be the second half of the program. So I highly encourage people to watch the second half of the program. For that night. And if you don't, you can always go back and rewatch it Saturday morning. We all wake up. Of course, it's on YouTube and everything else. And then the very next night, Saturday night, we'll have the watch party. We'll be back to having watch parties and stuff. So Royal Rumble will be for that. And Jesus Christ. I mean, there's many more announcements to come as far as season 7 is concerned, involving CEC Connection, involving Wrestling Asylum, and involving WrestleNary itself. So there'll be a few more updates when it comes to those 3 shows. So pay attention to social medias as far as that's concerned. Also, we're on Amazon. We're on Amazon Music, and now we're officially finally gotten the fuck on Apple Podcasts. That's another big news. So definitely tune into that. There'll be no damn excuse for you iPhone fanatics out there in the world. Tune into the pod, audio version and video versions everywhere. Definitely download the Independent Wrestling Network. Don't be stingy. It's free, cocksuckers. But y'all motherfuckers really want to pay for OnlyFans, where I can just go on the porn site and watch porn for free. Y'all niggas is assholes, straight assholes. Man, y'all letting these women get away with a lot of shit. Y'all letting these women get away with a lot of shit, y'all. Like, we need to do better as men.
Them $20, bro. $20 coming out of cash apps too much.
No, you're paying subscriptions. You're paying monthly fucking subscriptions, bro. So you're paying like $35, $40, $50.
They can't go to a strip club instead. Like, come on, at least see it visually in person, not on a camera.
So you rather sniff? Wait, so you rather sniff community pussy than just deal with digital?
What?
That's trash, yo.
Hold on, what are you talking about?
Okay, on that note, Warren just proved to me he needs a night out and go to a strip club himself, which is nothing but black women shaking ass in his face. That's just proved. That proved it right there. So if I ever come down to Jacksonville, I'll take you. If I ever come down to Jacksonville, I'll take you to a nice strip club.
You know some places.
Goddamn.
Bring his Talk City to his face, I guess. But other than that, more announcements to come when it comes to that. Listen to the commission talk every week, even when I'm not here. Still support the boys, and Into all our ops. #Mobb above all. Just know that shit's really gonna come to. And we got a special announcement as far as merchandise is concerned. Tune in Friday for that too. Keep watching.
Duke's got his lotion.
Oh no, we did not get the lotion deal. For the love of God, no.
I was pulling for the spelling bee. I'm just gonna say that now. I was pulling for the spelling bee. Duke's really looked like he needed that. I was pulling for it. I was pulling for the spelling bee.
I'll pull for the spelling bee still too.
I got nothing. Saying
Next season, WrestleNary starts with a E Duke spelling bee.
God damn it.
I'm saying nothing, Your Honor.
God damn it.
I did not.
Listen, if this was a masturbation, if this was a masturbation contest to see who spits out the most sperm, he probably would have won. But then again, wouldn't you have to be like completely backed up for like a while in order for you to get a big ass load to come out? So in Duke's case, his shit would be nothing but liquid. So Dukes, if you're watching this, bro,
there's
you're
a lot
gross.
of mini Dukes around the world, probably.
Yeah,
No
all over paper towels, napkins, and even face cloth.
Oh damn.
He's doing laundry every week.
Oh gosh, that explains him sweating so much on the camera.
Oh God! On that note,
Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, thank you for tuning
Appreciate
in.
y'all.
For one night, the boss, Blackheart, came back. We love you, man. Warren, for Dre, yours truly. 3, 2, we out.